Good evening. This is the National News Telecast. I'm moving head Tiarachi.
A very good evening indeed. I'm Sharifa Tahir. Let's take a look at the headlines.
President says that provisions of free land rights to the people is a revolutionary measure of the government. Japanese Foreign Minister commends the program of the president to rescue the country from the economic crisis. All arrangements being made for the ordinary level examination. Re-scrutiny of the 2022 O-level results expected tomorrow. A meteorite shower to be seen in the eastern skies tonight. Russia says 111,000 Ukrainian soldiers killed in the first 4 months of this year. Fourth consecutive victory for an unbeaten Sri Lankan female cricketers.
President Ranil Wickremesinghe hailed the government's decision to grant free land rights to the people as a groundbreaking step, emphasizing that no other nation has undertaken such a massive initiative to date. The president made these remarks while participating in the inaugural event for distributing freehold land deeds to Mahaweli settlers as part of the Urumaya program at Polonnaruwa Royal Central College this morning. The Sri Lanka Mahaweli Authority has outlined plans to prepare 2,402 freehold deeds with ongoing preparations at all regional levels. It is anticipated that 20,178 freehold deeds will be distributed to Mahaweli settlers by the end of May. To commemorate its launch, 1,340 freehold deeds were distributed to Mahaweli zones in the Polonnaruwa district. President Ranil Wickremesinghe said that amidst these efforts, as the country's economy makes a steady recovery, it's crucial to ensure that every segment of society reaps the benefits. Thus, he added that they have undertaken the task of granting free land rights to all individuals currently residing on government-owned lands. It's worth noting that the government's decision to grant land rights to the people marks a revolutionary move. Unlike in other countries, such comprehensive land rights initiatives are rare. Therefore, this represents a significant revolution. These land rights extend beyond just agriculture. They encompass housing as well. Even those residing in apartments now have rights to their homes. Consequently, the president further said that this program can be seen as revolutionary on a global scale, a liberation for the citizens. Furthermore, he said that upon obtaining these lands, it is imperative that the people participate in the government's agricultural modernization program. It is the responsibility of each of the citizens to contribute to advancing the country's agriculture, leading it towards a competitive agricultural export economy through modernization efforts. The president added that he firmly believes in the unity of the government. Today, they have an exceptional administration. Despite facing initial resistance, they embraced a government that was initially rejected by many. However, the government by now has initiated collaborative efforts to strengthen the country's economy together. Prime Minister Dinesh Gunawardena, acknowledging the challenging circumstances inherited, commended President Wickremesinghe for his leadership in steering the nation from chaos to stability, both politically and economically. Despite facing criticism, President Wickremesinghe remained resolute, advancing the country's progress without yielding to detractors.
අනාවැකි කිව්වා. නමුත් ජනාධිපතිතුමා එක ශක්තිමත් නායකත්වයක් දෙමින් ආණ්ඩුවකට පමණක් නෙව රටටම මේ අභියෝගය ජයග්‍රහණය කරන මාවතට රට ගෙනල්ලා තියෙනවා. අද රටේ ආර්ථිකය සමාජ තත්ත්වයේ සියල්ල
Minister of Wildlife and Foreign Resources Conservation and Irrigation Pavitra Devi Vanyarachi has emphasized that President Ranil Wickremesinghe is instituting a comprehensive system that addresses the fundamental needs of households, including land, food and water. In the meantime, the government of Japan praises the program of President Ranil Wickremesinghe to stabilize the Sri Lankan economy and the relevant economic reconstruction program.
Japanese Foreign Minister Yoko Kamikawa, currently engaged in a tour in Sri Lanka, made these remarks when she met President Ranil Wickremesinghe this afternoon. The Japanese Foreign Minister also informed the President of the intention of the Japanese government to recommence the implementation of the stalled light railway project in Sri Lanka. Japanese Foreign Minister Yoko Kamikawa arrived in the island on a 2-day official visit today. Special plane carrying the Minister Kamikawa arrived in the island around 10 a.m. Japanese Ambassador in Sri Lanka, Mizukoshi Hideki, and State Minister of Foreign Affairs Taraka Balasuriya were present at the airport to welcome the 20-member Japanese delegation, including the Foreign Minister. A discussion between President Ranil Wickremesinghe and Japanese Foreign Minister Yoko Kamikawa took place at the President's office this afternoon. The President stated on this occasion Sri Lanka greatly appreciates the assistance extended to Sri Lanka by Japan during the economic crisis. Attention was also focused on during the meeting on the speedy signing of the Memorandum of Understanding on Sri Lanka's debt restructuring program. President Wickremesinghe also pointed out that his aim is to maintain bilateral cooperation in a manner benefiting both countries. A meeting between the Japanese Foreign Minister and Prime Minister Dinesh Gunawardena took place at the Temple Trees in Colombo this evening. The Japanese Foreign Minister expressed her appreciation over the progress achieved by Sri Lanka within a short period to come out of the crisis. Prime Minister on this occasion informed the visiting Foreign Minister on the progress of the country's debt restructuring program.
Japanese Foreign Minister Yoko Kamikawa said that Japan will resume stalled yen loan projects in Sri Lanka after the island nation formally enters a deal with its bilateral lenders. Foreign Minister Kamikawa made these comments after meeting her Sri Lankan counterpart Ali Sabri in Colombo.
Following the Noto Peninsula earthquake, this received heartwarming message from President Wickremesinghe and other executives of the Sri Lanka's government. We also received donations on the occasion of the Japanese finance minister's visit to Sri Lanka. In response to the financial default 2 years ago and the subsequent economic crisis of Sri Lanka, Japan has been providing various grant aid projects in a manner that meets the needs of the Sri Lanka people. Japan is leading the international discussions on Sri Lanka's debt restructuring as co-chair of the Official Creditors Committee. The restoration of stability and economic development of Sri Lanka, which is at the strategic location in the Indian Ocean, is essential for the stability and prosperity of the entire Indo-Pacific region. Japan, as a friend, continues to support Sri Lanka. This is exactly what I came to Sri Lanka today to convey. During this meeting, we also had in-depth discussions on ways to strengthen the bilateral relations in a comprehensive manner. Japan highly values the fact that Sri Lanka, under the leadership of President Wickremesinghe, is earnestly addressing the debt issues and promoting reforms to overcome the economic crisis. Today, I conveyed Japanese expectation for the early signing of the MOU between the Official Creditor Committee and Sri Lanka. This stressed the importance of reaching a debt restructuring agreement with all the creditors in a transparent and comparable manner. I also conveyed Japan's intention to further support Sri Lanka's development by swiftly resuming existing yen loan projects. Once the MOU on debt restructuring is signed and the Sri Lanka's government's intention to swiftly conclude a bilateral agreement is confirmed.
Mr. Kamikawa and I have had the opportunity to hold bilateral discussion on a range of topics. At the outset, I have conveyed Sri Lanka's deep appreciation for the solidarity and assistance of Japan, which has extended to us in the past years when the country was going through an unprecedented economic crisis. We remain very grateful to Japan for the important supporting role it played in the external debt restructuring process as the co-chair of the Official Creditor Committee, OCC, as well as for its grant assistance. I have highlighted that Sri Lanka has worked diligently to stabilize the economy, enhance debt sustainability, and implement growth-oriented structural reform. As of today, the country has not only recovered from economic collapse, but has evolved, showcasing the resilience and the determination of the Sri Lankan people. We expect conclusion of the debt restructuring process in time for the next tranche of IMF process. I also explained about the measures in place to mitigate the economic impact of the reforms on the poor and the vulnerable, and our vision to achieve sustainable and simultaneous economic growth which will benefit all segments of the society. Minister Kamikawa has expressed confidence in Sri Lanka's economy stabilization and recovery and future growth. And I'm also very glad, I'm sure Minister Kamikawa will announce that we are in the process, subject to some MOU to be government to commence the project which have been stalled so that kickstart the economy. As a trusted partner of Sri Lanka, Japan to resume the Japanese investment project which are currently in the pipeline and invited Japan in several sectors such as power, infrastructure development, port and highway sectors, dedicated investment zone as well as green and digital economy. I'm sure most of the friends from the Sri Lankan media would want me to know whether I have raised the LRT project. Yes, we also have mentioned that we are keen in restarting the LRT project too.
Commissioner General of Examinations Amit Jayasundara says all arrangements are being made to conduct the 2023 GCE Ordinary Level Examination from the 6th to the 15th of this month. He also said at a media briefing today that the results of re-scrutiny of answer scripts of the GCE Ordinary Level Examination of 2022 are scheduled to be released later today or tomorrow. Commissioner General of Examinations Amit Jayasundara said that there are 452,979 candidates sitting for the ordinary level examination this time. Among them are 387,648 school candidates and 65,331 private candidates. He further said that the Department of Examination has established 3,527 exam centers. There are over 35,000 principals, teachers, directors and staff assigned on examination duties. The exams starts at 8:30 a.m. on Monday. The Commissioner General of Examinations has requested the candidates to go to the exam centers with their admission papers, which should be signed and verified to establish the fact the individual candidate is eligible to sit for the exam. Commissioner General further said that the candidate should also carry a valid national identity card and that bringing mobile phones to the centers is prohibited. Wristwatches are permitted to be used, but smartwatches are not allowed. Options have also been expressed on the release of results of the GCE Advanced Level Examination. Commissioner General of Examinations Amit Jayasundara for 90% of the work related to the release of GCE Advanced Level Examination results have been completed. In the meantime, parliamentarian S.B. Disanayake has also expressed his views today at a media briefing regarding the statement of K.D. Lalkantha. Parliamentarian S.B. Disanayake said that the JVP had fulfilled this task in the past, that was apprehending and killing of Sri Lanka Freedom Party members in the villages. The brutality was not restricted to these incidents. The JVP had informed the police and army personnel to immediately vacate the police stations and army camps. They had also threatened that the event of failure to do so, the families of such security force personnel would be killed indiscriminately. They had actually murdered large number of families. The JVP had unleashed rebellions in the year 1971 and also in the 1988-89 period. They had set up courts in the villages, inquired the cases according to their discretion. They brutally assassinated people by shooting. S.P. Disanayake had also recalled that the JVP did not allow to conduct any election in any of the universities after the year 1983.
Minister Mahinda Amarewera accuses the former president of the SLFP of auctioning the party. Party representatives have expressed their observations on the present crisis of the Sri Lanka Freedom Party. Former General Secretary of SLFP, Dayasiri Jayasekara, said that he had taken the final decision. He had stated that recently Vijayadasa Rajapaksa is the presidential candidate. Former General Secretary added that he was unable to take a solitary verdict. He also pointed out that there is a systematic process to take a decision in this regard, such as conducting discussions with the political council. The proposal should have been submitted to the Central Committee to seek approval of the Executive Council. Dayasiri Jayasekara has further stated that the selection of a presidential candidate should not be carried out for money. Minister of Agriculture and Plantation Industries Mahinda Amarewera said that he has come to know that one or two persons stating that they were trying to cling on to UNP. He added that the support of the government in public and not like some who do not in the same discreet manner. He also said former party president should not tell how many times he met the president.
Sri Lankans will be able to watch a once-in-a-year spectacular meteor shower in the eastern skies from tonight until dawn tomorrow. The special meteor shower is known as Eta Aquarids. The scientists described this picturesque event as an emission of particles from the Halley's Comet. The dazzling array of meteor showers could be observed through naked eye from any part in the island. Space scientist and engineer Gihan Veerasekara says it is more appropriate to observe the meteorites from a higher location as the display occurs at a place closer to the horizon. Space scientist, lecturer and engineer Gihan Veerasekara said that the meteorite shower is called Eta Aquarids because this could be witnessed in the Aquarius constellation. That this meteorite display could be seen from the middle of the April to middle of May. However, the most visible period would dawn tonight and extend till around 3 o'clock tomorrow morning. He also said that if any person is able to look into the eastern sky between 3 a.m. and 5 a.m. tomorrow, between 50 to 60 meteorites could be witnessed per hour.
This is a story of a heroic woman who has overcome challenges in life through her sheer effort and dedication. This is Wansawati Jayakodi, who in the year 1971 came to Kantale in search of a new life with her mother from Kurunegala. She narrated this lifelong suffering she had endured fishing in Kantale Lake. Wansawati was burdened with the problems of looking after her 3 children and her mother. She was the only hope for her 45-year-old son who was indisposed. She had to also give attention to her daughter Vajra Nilanthi as well.
මම කාන්තලේ රැවි මුල්ම දීවර සමාජිකාවක්. දරුවෝ දෙන්නගෙත් බර ඔක්කොම මගේ කරට අරගෙන මම රස්සාව කරා. හැබැයි ඉතින් කොයි වෙලාවකත් කොච්චර කටුක කොච්චර දුෂ්කරතා තිබුණත් මම කිසිම දෙයක් අතෑරියේ නැහැ.
She deserves to be felicitated in a male-dominated society as a mother and a woman of courage who nurture the family. Vansavati told us that she had undergone striking experiences in dealing with the lake and animals in the forest. Her endeavours are a unique example to those who curse the darkness by lighting a single lamp to dispel misery. She was made to abandon the village she was born, and she was deprived of parents and was subjected to the cruelty of her husband.
SLFP New Year Festival was held yesterday at the Sri Lanka Rupavahini Corporation premises. This festival was launched yesterday morning by the chairman of the corporation, Dr. Prasad Samarasinghe, and top management. Breaking, Iraqi pot, tug of war and many other traditional Aurudhu games were held at this festival today.
රටපුරාම අවුරුදු සිරිමෙන් බලන් නිරබදුමල් මක්මාසේ මංගල්ලේ ගමට විල්ලා නීදරාශියෙන් හැමිහිට මේෂරාශියට පැමිණෙන හිරුදිවිඳුගේ මංගල්ලේ මීන් බලල්ලා සිතගේ පැතුම් හිටුවේ මුවගේ සිනාවේ සිරිලක පිරි ඕරදු සිරිමේ සිතගේ පැතුම් හිටුවේ මුවගේ සිනාවේ
Selection of Aurudhu Kumara and Kumariya was held under several categories. Rupavahini Sports Club and Rupavahini Welfare Association jointly organised this event for the SLRC staff and their family members.
In the meantime, another freehold land deed presentation of the Urumaya program was held today in Galle under the patronage of Minister Ramesh Patrana and Parliamentarian Vajra Bewardena. The event took place at Galle District Secretariat. Deeds were presented on this occasion to 171 residents in divisional secretariat divisions of Akmimana, Nagoda, Bope, Poddala, Vanduraba, Karandeniya, Thavalama, Niyagama, Neluva and Alpitia. Parliamentarian Vajra Bewardena said that this could be provided if 1.5 million workers in government institutions acted with commitment. He added that new technology and new methodologies have not reached Sri Lanka. He said that the President Ranil Wickremesinghe's effort is to hand over the present generation the things which were deprived to their mothers and fathers. Minister of Health and Industries, Minister Ramesh Patirana, said that 2 years ago there was an Aragalaya in the country. During those days, some had questioned the futility in carpeting roads. Minister said, however, these people are complaining today as to why the roads in their areas are not carpeted. The minister said that a land deed is now of a similar nature.
We now move on to more local news in brief. Engineers in charge of reservoirs say the prevailing dry weather has resulted in a rapid decline in the water levels of Castlereagh and Mouser-Calais reservoirs. The water level at the Castlereagh was 44 feet below the spill level, and the water level in the Mouser-Calais reservoir was below 49 feet of the spill level this morning. Many archaeological remains in the bottom of the tank have come out to the surface with a steep depletion of water levels. Minister Dr. Susu Premajantha was among the participants at the Global Week Conference 2024 held at the Nagananda International Buddhist Studies Institute yesterday. The event was jointly organized by the Ministry of Education and the Weekly School Foundation. Launching of the Standards on National Human Resources Management has taken place recently. The objective has been the unveiling of a new era in the standardization of human resources and professionalism in Sri Lanka. It was a joint collaboration of the Sri Lanka Institute of Chartered Management and the Sri Lanka Standards Institute. A group including Minister Manusha Nanayakara has graced the occasion. Professor J.B. Disanayaka has presided over an Aurudhu festival organized by the second generation of Kalapura in Ratnanana today. Well, that's it on local stories. We'll be back with news overseas.
அன்பேவா இரவு 8:30க்கு உங்கள் நேத்ரா டிவியில்.
Now on foreign news, Russian Defense Minister Sergei Shoigu says that Ukrainian military losses since the beginning of the year have surpassed 111,000 troops. Addressing the media, Russian Defense Minister said that Russian forces continue to break up the Ukrainian defense positions along the entire front line. The senior official, reporting during a ministerial meeting, said that Russia's territorial gains this year have amounted to 547 square kilometers. He added that Shoigu accused that US and its allies of pressuring Kiev into disregarding the cost of the continued fighting. As a result, Ukrainians suffered 1,000 casualties daily through April, Minister claimed. In April, Shoigu estimated Ukrainian casualties as approaching 500,000 since the hostilities with Russia started in February 2022. Now to sports news. The Sri Lankan women's cricket team has been successful once again by beating the American team by 18 runs in the fourth qualifying match of the T20 Women's World Cup cricket tournament. The match was played at the Abu Dhabi Torrens Oval. Sri Lankan team batted first and scored 123 runs for the loss of 4 wickets in 20 overs. The American team in reply was only able to score 105 runs, losing 6 wickets within their allotted 20 overs. Chamari Atapattu came out with the best bowling figures of taking 3 wickets for 14 runs. With this victory, Sri Lankan team enters the quarter-final round, having won all 4 qualifying round matches. In tomorrow's quarter-final, Sri Lanka will play against United Arab Emirates team.
Into the deep and finds the fielder again.
The Galle team was able to win the National Super League Cricket Trophy in the finals against the Kandy team. They beat the Kandy team by 7 wickets at the end of the 4th day. The Kandy team was all out in their first innings for 316 runs. The Galle team came behind, scoring 304 runs, losing all wickets. Ramesh Mendes was the only noticeable batsman who knocked 111 runs. The Kandy team was all out for 163 runs in their second innings. The Galle team was faced with an easy victory target of 170 runs and they fulfilled this task, scoring 178 runs, losing only 3 wickets.
The Kolkata Knight Riders beat Mumbai Indians in an Indian Premier League match played in Wankhede in India yesterday. The Knight Riders team batting first were all out for 169 runs in 19 overs and 5 deliveries. Nuwan Tushara captured 3 wickets for 42 runs. The Mumbai Indians team ended their innings 145 runs all out in 18 overs and 5 deliveries, giving the Kolkata Knight Riders team a 24-run victory. That's it for tonight's English News telecast. Thank you for joining us. Good night.
Good night.